from Surf Bowl in Oceanside. We're here for the title matches of today's JBT event. Fifth frame, picking up the scratch title match on your right, and Solomon Salama is in an unusual position. He's in trouble. And he's going to remain that way as he doesn't look comfortable for the second straight day on the title match pair. He was able to figure it out yesterday, but he's really got his hands full right now against top seed Matt Chestnut, who has been brilliant all day. Solomon's probably been second most brilliant, but Matt lapped him today. What's worse for Solomon is we're in the mulligan format, meaning you get a couple do-overs throughout the day. Jacob. Solomon has already used his mulligans. Matt has used one of the two that he had. And he also went triple spare to open up the match, while Solomon has two opens and no doubles. So Matt's score there, and Solomon's score there. So that all adds up to a heap of bad news, but if anyone currently on the tour is capable of mounting this unlikely comeback, it is this pint-sized phenom. One yesterday, one main event, rapidly piling up the stats. This would be one that he'll remember if he's able to pull this one off. He told me before the match he's got no room left, he's got no room right. He liked that ball. He liked that ball at 50 feet, and then it hooked a lot more than he expected on the last 10. Meanwhile, on the right, Dawson Reese, or on the left, right, well, Dawson Reese on the right-hand lane of the left-hand pair, taking on top seed Preston Carrasco. As much as Matt led the scratch division, Preston lapped in the handicap division, qualifying first at plus 174, while Emily Cheeseman, who lost the last match to Dawson, was second at 91. Dawson has two titles, and the last title that he won, he had to make up 99 pins a handicap, which is an intimidating amount, and he was able to do it. And this time he's got to make up 88 pins a handicap. So he knows it's possible. And he started open spare while his opponent was open twice. So in 2/10 of the game, he's picked up 1/10 of the pins. He'll have to adjust those percentages. Wow, and a scenario here for Matt. It's Matt 5/7s, and he elects to use his mulligan. It's not a format we do every day, but it does present some interesting scenarios, especially once you get to the match play portion of it. By using his mulligan here, he can't get the full value of it, and Solomon leapt out of his chair more than happy to let him use that mulligan there. But if you let Solomon start striking, you might let him back into the match by not using it. Now regardless, he really wanted to strike after it, and he doesn't, leaving the half 10. But 9 spare as opposed to 8 and a very iffy spare. May or may not be the right move, and a lot of it is in retrospect. Nolan Amkong left himself with one mulligan in the bag, and it was a heck of a discussion whether it was the right thing to do or not. That's a too long story for right now. But it was his first stretch top 5 was Nolan, and now the second guessing will begin as he whiffs the 10 pin. And do not ever give Solomon a little bit more of a chance. Matt's still in a comfortable position. He's just got to forget that and regroup as Dawson whips a pin of count in that split there. Good turnout, fantastic hosts here at Surf. Welcome signs everywhere. Great crew. Really made us feel welcome here. We appreciate it. Aye, aye, aye. Boy, interesting couple shots here for Matt as then he comes back with a slam 9. Matt led today at plus 301 on a minus 70 cut. He was plus 82 after 5, and when the cut was minus 7, so way clear of the field, and then plus 301 after 8 with a, goodness, 740, 760 series in the semis. So outstanding there. Solomon was second at 157, so 150 pins clear of him. Still has himself a 34 pin lead, and Solomon has no mulligan, so still in good shape, but a rocky middle of the game there for him. Carrasco, just a beginning bowler, came in on a 91 average, 10 years old. His family said that he was nervous about bowling against all the big kids, and now it's the big kids nervous against bowling his handicap, as he has performed brilliantly all day. Started off with a 152 game, his high of the day. Get him in good shape early and has hung on to the lead or near the lead ever since then. Pretty good shot. And for all you folks at home who know somebody who's either younger or a beginning bowler, or both of those things, and they say, oh, I'm not ready, I can't do this. This is the perfect time to do this. It's pretty clear to me that somebody gave Preston a reactive ball in about a 15-minute lesson. That's all it takes to go from a 90 bowler to a 130 bowler. And that's what it takes to win handicap tournaments sometimes, or at least do well in them. There's thousands of Prestons out there. And we'd love to see even more of them take advantage of what we have to offer. The idea is to get better. Well, Reese up by 20 now. He's working on an open the fourth. Double dribbles again. He's double dribbled a few times. A couple times he's gotten away with it. That time he doesn't. We bowled in a very long pattern today. Still plenty of oil out in the lane. We saw some 3 counts out of the scratch bowlers. They missed too far to the right for the righties. But again, Solomon does not have room on either side, but he does have a strike up in the 7th, making this shot in the 8th enormous. Oh boy. As good as he is when the chips are down, still can't find a way to get that ball to hold, but gets a huge break for the Brooklyn. It's a mulliganless match the rest of the way. Remember, he figured out the pattern just in time yesterday. Oh, and Reese is going to whip that for his 3rd open in 4 frames, and that is not how you make up 88 pins a handicap. And Chestnut responds. Pretty good shot, but it is his 5th 9 count in a row. At least of those that count. Tough to win that first scratch title. Tough to win it playing the possibly best that we have on tour right now. Career high finish was 2nd earlier this season at Keystone. Also made the cut at main events. That is no small feat. Fairly makeable spare, but nothing's easy in the 8th frame of the title game. Look out. Seems like a pretty even keel kid, huh? I don't think the scenario is going to intimidate him. You're just on a tough pattern right now that's breaking down. And here he is in the 9th. All right, gets that splatter hit. He's been carrying those very well. It's chestnut, not chestnut, for those of you watching at home, so I'm sure you've heard the same jokes zillions of times. Austin again goes hard and straight with the plastic at a headpin cluster. That time he converts the 1-2-4. Every shot is the shot of the match for Solomon at this point. Trails by 23, can carve it to 13 here in the 9th. Loves it. Masterful. No other way to put it. You have to know your... Way! There's a strike for Preston. You have to know your game so well to make the adjustments that Solomon is making in a short period of time. 5 frames on each lane is it. And yeah, he bowled him the spare the last game, but the lanes are clearly changing rapidly. And he's going to really give this some thought while Preston works on that strike he just threw in the 5th frame. Trust that ball out to the corner, there's no question about that, but it's a washout that time. And if all he's got to do is fill frames, then he's going to make life really, really difficult on Dawson. Easier said than done, though, of course. 13-pin lead can become a 3-pin lead if Solomon can get the first one here in the 10th. Deeper. Oh! Gets that 6-pin to trip over. All of our greats have this ability to know their game and adjust on the fly. Kyle King was particularly great at it in his JBT days. He would sometimes make giant moves that would leave us scratching our heads, and then he'd walk away with the biggest plaque. Solomon proving that he's got this skill set in his bag as well. I said this would be one of his more memorable ones all time, and he's got a shot to pull it off here, but he can't shut out Chestnut. This strike here would make Matt strike in his 10th frame first ball. So from lost to start to zero in on it, to start to zero in on it, to trip the 6, to dead flush in the 11th.
There you go.
How impressive is that young man? Chestnut has been the most impressive all day, and he's still got something to say about this. Fill ball still important here. It's a 3-pin count advantage for Matt. If Solomon strikes on this, Chestnut would need to strike 8 spare to win, but he already does have to strike on this first ball, and he steps up. It's really a mental fill ball as well. It's good to strike on this ball and just deeper still. Down the look, no question about it. It's about as far right as I've ever seen him play. And after all this, here is Matt with the shot of his JBT career. Strike 8 spare to win it. It's good. Oh, and he trips the 4. Wow. Salama tripped the 6 in his first ball in the 10th. Similar shot for Chestnut. He trips the 4. That is by far the most emotion I have ever seen out of him. And why not? That's point, but it's not over yet. Still needs 8 spare. 7 spare would be a tie. Less than that, Solomon still wins. Great adjusting by both bowlers. Winner. Fantastic sportsmanship from Solomon. Great to see that as well. But when an untested non-winner can come through in the clutch like that, that is just the pinnacle of bowling. 2 great sets of adjustments and a very happy scratch champion. .225 to 212 is your very well bowled final tally. Solomon will seek vengeance against poor Nolan, who will have to feel the wrath. Or maybe Solomon will lose 2 matches in a row. They got the U17 coming up next. They'll high-five each other now. See what happens in that one. Right now we're going to finish up with the Carrasco-Reese handicap division title match. Nolan, 9 and 10, please. Whoa! Wow! Great shot, hanging out in the 1 board to ring a 7-pin. Preston says he's nervous, and it shows, but not at the shot maker. Solomon, if you can possibly regroup 9 and 10 when you're ready. I don't know. So into the gutter for Carrasco. He's got 76 through 8, and he's getting 88 pins. Dawson could have as much as 133 in the 8th if he can double. That'll make up about 60 of those pins. So this match is not over yet either. It's been an ugly start for Reese, but Carrasco letting him back in with opens here. And he's going to run out of time if he can't string a couple of strikes here. That's a good shot. Oh! Boy, that looked better than that. He's been leaving some like 5-pin and 5-pin stuff because he double dribbled. He did not double dribble that ball, but it acted like it had nothing on it. An unusual 8-10 is just about going to spell curtains here. Even if he somehow makes this, he's got 181 max. Which would force Carrasco to strike one, mark once. Bounce. Oh! And that did bounce, and the neck of that pin came about a millimeter away from hitting that 8. I've seen a lot of everything here at Surf this weekend. The pin decks have been pretty bouncy. I've seen a lot of quarter pins pop out. That would have been a great time for it. Matt, can you stick around until they're done that game?
He's a mastermind, He's like
Of course.
That's all right. I guess this is my career now.
You and all of these guys back here. That's right.
You know what I mean?
Well, if it's runner-up for Dawson, that's a ton of points in SoCal and all conference. It'll be a nice check, courtesy of MSC, who dumped an awful lot of bonus money into this weekend. I was sure to appreciate that. The MSC 300 bonus back up to $300, as we had no 300s this weekend. Yet, at least. Solomon and Nolan can still pull one off over there. How does Solomon regroup to bowl this game? I know he's proud of his U17 record, but gee whiz. Back 6 to lose. Hey, and there's a nice spare from Preston, and that's going to wrap it up.
Give him $1,500.
So this nervous 10-year-old who wanted no part of playing the big kids is going to beat every single one of them.
Yep. Came in all nervous.
He doesn't look exactly calm right now either.
I know. Making like 80. I had on frames.
Finish strong, Woodbugs. Finish strong.
That's a hard challenge. Nice job today, man. I want it to be competitive.
I know. See you guys in Tucson?
Yeah, well, we're going to stay for these.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay.
He did a heck of a job for where he was.
Where he was? After the fourth one of qualified?
Impressive.
Insane. So proud of him.
Your last shot. I'm enjoying the competition.
Oh, it's, you know, it's nice to have a little bit of competition.
Yeah.
Now that he doesn't carry the ball, he's going to strike out.
Only 179.
It's not a terrible game.
Don't worry, it doesn't have to be me like playing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, right. I've been waiting for your average to come up.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations. Yeah. First one ever.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm the same age as somebody.
Way to finish, Austin. Way to finish. Congratulations, Preston, for winning. Yay!
As expected, he had no clue when I went over there and asked him. He's like, hey, you won.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
Dustin
dude,
finished
there's
second.
handicap involved. Awesome job about both handicap finalists. If U17 gets interesting, we'll be back with that. Otherwise, we'll be back with all of you
Goodbye.
in Tucson next week.
All right, guys.
Goodbye, Nick Condon.